Hi, this is Andreas and Heidi from Hyperspace Connection. This is the second part of our hypnosis session that we had just a week ago, where we connected with Dolores Cannon and wanted to have an update. I decided to make 3 videos out of the whole session to have the clips, the videos short, not too long, so it's easier to watch. This part now that you're watching right now will show the session itself. I had some questions for Heidi or for Dolores, and we got some really interesting and deep insight into the observations and opinions of Dolores right now, as this is interesting to watch and listen to in regard to the video that we did about a year ago. So this second part will just show the session itself, and the third part, the third video, will come in a couple days probably, and will show the information that we gathered before we actually connected to Dolores. And I think you wouldn't want to miss out this one too. So I hope you enjoy, and we leave you with the video right now. What do you mean by that? She's not alone.
It seems like there's a few other people around her.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe these were people that she worked on that had passed on, maybe? Huh. Yeah.
Connect and ask for permission to come close.
I can't get that close.
Okay, well then you just go and ask for permission to communicate.
I feel like I'm between like a glass or something.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting there and it almost looks like there's maybe these are a few people she's worked on, but there's a few others that are there that they don't look, they're very tall.
Okay.
And they have this glow to them. She says this is why she never wanted to have sessions.
What does she mean with that?
I think it's just because she couldn't understand some things that I'm looking at.
What are you looking at she wouldn't understand?
Just these things maybe that are around, and it's almost as though she might have been able to see some future things. It's I feel like I'm in, like my mind is in this, okay, if I could explain it to you as though there's so much in my mind that I'm in all these different thoughts right now. And as she's sitting there looking at me, she has this smile, but she's kind of laughing because she's saying, I understand now why I never wanted to have a session.
Okay.
I think it has to do with maybe what's around her or what's happening. She sees that I'm with somebody, that whatever's standing next to me, I can't see it, but she can somehow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I want you to focus back.
Yeah.
Ask for permission to have conversation with her about the current things that's going on.
Yeah.
So we get a glimpse of maybe getting closer to a so-called truth, and give way to maybe some illusions.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay to talk to her?
Yeah, I see her, I can talk to her.
Okay. Well then say hello, and thank you for having the openness to connect. First question to her would be, would we want to talk through you, or is she able, or are you able to let her talk through you? What is your preference?
She chooses not to do that.
Mm-hmm. So we do it three-way?
Yes.
Okay, accepting that. First question for you, Dolores, is why are you still available to be reached out? Why are you still around and not either gone somewhere else or back on Earth? Why are you still available to be reached that way?
She says she's watching.
Mm-hmm.
She's part of that. She's part of that group.
Okay.
That those other. She's watching with these other. I don't know what they are.
Okay, that's important right now. So then I'm asking her, or you, Dolores, what is your opinion or observation in this moment in time in regard to the event on New Earth that we thought it would be, but it didn't happen right now in the way that many have predicted? What is your, I repeat, your opinion or observation from your point of view right now in that regard?
She says as she observes, they have known. They have known. That is why she's connected with them. There are things she believed in, but it was as though it wasn't the time for her to release the information. It was almost as though that was part of her plan. They say that she was kind of like the middleman to connecting with some of the humans on Earth. They were working through her because she's part of this group. And there was only so much that she could know, because if she did herself, it would break that connection between the people that she worked with on the planet.
Okay, and with that, what is her opinion observation in regard to the event in New Earth, as we thought we would know or anticipate it would happen?
She says there has been a shift, as though she thought or was heard from other people when she did sessions. And the shift is basically becoming more pronounced and known. It was as though it was in a shell and now it's coming open. And that as things will be in the future, there will be times that she's a little concerned about. But she doesn't want to put any fear into it. That's what she believes. But they are there to kind of show her exactly some things now that she was not able to see on Earth because of her mission here. And so she sees things in more of a light way. But some of the things that are happening, she feels are not right.
Or not right in regard to what?
And how we are handling things on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And that things need to be seen in order to be a manifestation of where it goes. And that these things that need to be seen are for reasons that maybe she might not have really wanted. And now she can understand a few more things of some of the sessions that she might have had. At the time, she tried not to analyze things, and her belief was that we all are creating things within ourselves as well. But as she's with this group that she is with, they have been able to show her things on levels that maybe the human mind couldn't see too. She says there's things that they have shown her that cannot come through her words. That is, she also has a part within her that feels we all have to figure things out on our own. So she still brings that with her where she is in this place. She doesn't want to change the outcome and doesn't want to influence that as well. But these beings that are beside her, they're very tall, and she feels very connected with them. In fact, she said that she, at one time in her life, felt like they were around her. There was a time when she was sleeping, and she felt like there was something around her, and it was the same feeling that she has now.
Okay, I understand. I'd like to go forward. My next question is, why do we have so contradicting information regard? Let's say we are not talking with the mind of Dolores. We get our information that way, and others or other sessions basically are complete the other way around. Why is those opposites? Why is it not for everybody basically the same information? And with that, it creates confusion. What could she say about that?
Well, that's basically what she has said, is that there is influence now, not with just ourselves, but also on the outside. So it all has to do with what each mission is on that certain planet. So the ones that are believing in certain things or not certain things, it's already embedded in their plan. It goes in with what group you're in. And she says that we have no idea on the infinite information that's out there. So there is influence if things are not lined up on an energy level, almost like it has to be in right alignment. That's when the shift happens within each individual person, and the belief system can change within somebody. So it's almost like it can be confusion for people. So they have an up and down thing going on.
Okay.
That it depends on what part within you is. She says we are all a mix. We have no idea on the elaboration of what is out there. It's infinite. So even though we're humans, there are ones that are a mixture of other types of energies. And her part with these beings that she's with right now, she had a part within them. So there were ones just like her on the planet that are going through that same mission right now. But they have to be careful, she says, as there are ones that might be doing sessions that have to make sure, because they're also influencing the clients. And she says that we can all do this work, but if the work isn't done within us, it's like the connection going back and forth. So everything is energy. So if we're not doing the work within us, the work that we're doing with someone else cannot be authentic.
Okay.
So she keeps on talking.
Okay.
She says that the mind, if it is not in a state where it gets confused many times, those energies can influence the hypnotist. And the client, if it has a mind that is not centered, it can feel that hypnotist as well. And it changes the outcome. So she said that it is extremely vital for the ones that are doing these sessions to really work within themselves, and also to know that there can be a manipulation of things. It can be influenced if it is not corrected. And everything has meaning, but it's not always in a way that we want to see it. And that's when the fear could come in. So we take that in and believe that everything is of light and love, which it is, but at the same time, if it is not even, there will be influence. There will be things happening in our world today, and there can be extreme devastation for many. And that is a time when it comes that we know within ourselves on how to maneuver and get through that obstacle. Because once we leave our body, which is our vehicle, we have also decisions to make and which direction to go. And at that specific time, we realize the group that we're with, and we felt that, and we also have a decision to stay with that or go to another type of dimension and learn from that as well. She says she chooses to stay where she's at. She feels she's a part of this. And she knows this from the work that she's done on planet Earth. She has a very high love for what she's around. It's almost as though she knows this is where she's supposed to be. She doesn't want to be anywhere else. She's very determined. And they show her many things, and she's still working through the therapists as they call out for her. That is her mission now. And I'm starting to feel chills all over my body right now. She says that is her mission now. That she chooses to be here because she's still helping the ones that are doing some of these sessions, but there's something she doesn't agree with, and that's out of her demeanor. But again, she has to sit back and watch. And when the specific therapists that are doing these sessions are centered within them, they can actually, they can channel. She can channel through them because she feels that they are at their highest level of energy, of being very, what's the word? Of being very authentic and who they are, and not allowing the outside to control them. So that's how she works through them. And she says there's not very many of them. What she does see is that there are a younger generation that need to start doing this work. They are the ones now that are seeing many things as the older ones have not seen. They have a certain energy within them that can really ignite certain people when they do these sessions. And so what she means by younger ones, the younger ones have to be able to see this. They have to see this being done. It's almost as though it's when they go to a certain group or church or whatever and they see this, she says they need to see this being done. They are the future of our society, and they are the ones that are being manipulated and influenced just as much in the creation of who they came as. Because now they don't even know, as who they even are anymore, whether they are female or male, or she said that is why, that the influence on the outside of the world is extremely important. And they are going to be the ones that are doing these sessions. Their mission is to take a hold of the younger generation and teach them. They need to be taught. And what she means by this, it's not about a young child, but it's in that state when they are becoming an adult. And when people see this younger generation, they will gravitate to them because they are a new energy. But these new energies are, again, also being influenced from the fear, the confusion, how they should be, what their identity should be. And the ones that are extremely centered now as adults need to tell and show these younger societies that they have their own identity. And it's kind of like a chain. So they come from different groups. We are all in different groups. And that has to do with the creation of the human body, as we are not all the same. Energies are not all the same. These energies are from all over the universe. And there are energies that on the planet Earth that have not been there are there, but they're very few. And they're being mixed. And so the very strong influence of what you would call the elites know this. So what do? Is they start to be scientists because they want to control the future of humanity. So they start doing genetically modified. They start working with the senses. They start to see the ones that are being affected by certain things. And there's going to be more things that are going to be created by these elites that will affect the society in many ways. But once we observe and are aware of what's going on, as many are now compared to how it was maybe a year ago, she says that we can overcome this, but we have to be aware of our surroundings. There's a reason why the things are popping up everywhere, is that it's not to be fearful, but to be aware. And if you're centered, you know exactly in the direction to go, as many are going right now.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that information. It will be probably very vital and important for all those practitioners to hear that. I would like to as well shift back to some core questions here. The next one would be, why has the event A New Earth not materialized as so many have prophesied? Maybe give us a short explanation why that is the case.
But it has, she says. It's already happened. You just haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
The place where you exist is not what you expect it to be. Everything has already happened. But it can shift because of the creation within the mind. So many of us think a new earth or event is how it should be. For some, it's already happening. She says she's talking to the tall one next to her. He's giving her information or something. I don't know, he's giving her something. I don't want to focus on that because I don't understand it. She says that I feel like I'm shifting.
Okay, help you to focus. It's about why has it not materialized in a way that has been prophesied. As when you look outside in the world that we are not we are not there. It seems to be the other side of the spectrum.
Will we ever be there, she says. Does it matter? It's not about what it should be. There will always be good and bad. It's as though we want to see it in a different way, and being in the space that you're in, it's very difficult. It's that there has to be an alignment within the planets, within the universe, within the solar system, within the ground of the earth. If it is not in alignment, this is not about just humans, and this is about the outside as well. So, as human beings on that planet there that you're at, it all has to be connected somehow. And yes, if we are in our thoughts constantly, it's going to affect the new earth and the event. But the thing is, this whole process that's happening is already shifting each individual person. People are becoming awakened or they're becoming broken. There really is an in between. And it's your choice to decide which way you want to go. And many are choosing to go the opposite way. So what happens next? There becomes confusion, fear, destruction, wars. I'm in power. And the elites know this. They're very intelligent. They know how to manipulate the human minds. That is why I say, when you do these sessions, know who you are. Know why you want to do these sessions. What state are you in? Because those people coming to you who have issues and you're doing these sessions is more harm to them. We all want to help, yes. But what's more important is helping yourself. Not allowing all this destruction of your planet. That's so sad right now.
Okay, I want you to focus back, release emotion. Why did nobody or have nobody foreseen this crisis that you're in?
They have seen. Why do you think that there are one now trying to control? Because they've been advised by the ones that know.
Okay, I'm going to go back to that question, but I'm going to put that question a little bit different because I agree on that answer. So my question, and if I repeat it, is why did nobody out of the QHHT family was able to foresee what we are in? They all basically repeated always the same about the inward and the event.
That is what I was talking about. I had told that there are few that are out there doing these sessions that know. But again, if that therapist has not worked on itself, if they are doing these sessions in times when they have things going on within them, in their life, in their bodies, and I'm telling you, this is a hard job. You cannot be an authentic therapist and you cannot help that client. You cannot have the true authenticity of some of these sessions. It is an energy thing. And what we think can affect that person on that chair or on that table. If they do not know them and they have someone working on them that does not know themselves, it will not be the information that comes through or needs to come through. Yes, it can help them mentally and physically. But when it has stuff to do with the outside world, that is when it becomes very difficult in knowing the knowledge and leading the right way. It is as though there are eternal blocks to knowing the future. The influence will come through. And what is supposed to happen will not. So you have to be extremely careful. And all these sessions that have came through with clients, there are many good things. There have been many good things. But at the same time, if you want to know the information, make sure you know what you're doing. And the reason why I'm telling you this is for our future. I have told you what needs work on. And you might ask, how can you work on yourself and be centered? Many people might not know this because they're blocked within themselves. Being alone is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Why do you think this stuff is happening right now? We're locked in our homes, away from other energies. There are as many good things to what's happening. But you have to see, you have to work. And this is not just about the therapist, I'm talking to the people. It's time we stop being victims. It's time we look within ourselves and quit pointing the finger at everybody else. Because there's a part within each of you that know, that feel, that love. Because you're in certain groups, just like I am. And we might have different missions and purposes, and maybe we don't even have a purpose. And that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you for watching. This was the second video of our hypnosis session we did to connect with Dolores. The third part will coming soon, and we hope to see you there again. Bye bye.